Call this meeting to order. This is Planning and Zoning Commission regular meeting for September the 23rd, 2020. Agenda item number 1, roll call and disclosure of conflict of interest, ex parte communication, and site visit. Disclose who you talked to, the basic substance of the conversation, and whether the conversation had any influence. Disclose if there's anything personally or professionally that would not allow an impartial or unbiased decision. Disclose if the site visit was done, the location of the visit, and what was seen. Okay, would you please call the roll?
Jill Kirkham.
My name is Jill Kirkham. I have nothing to disclose. I did not make a visit to the location.
Jack Moore.
I'm Jack Moore and I live in the Old Town District. I made a site visit to agenda item 3 and I have nothing further to disclose.
Dorothy Ricks.
Thank you. I made a site visit to area 3 and I have nothing else to report at this time.
Shinkyu Roo.
Hello, my name is Shinkyu Roo. I live in the Highland area. I made a site visit to agenda item number 3. I did talk to one of the residents on the road, but more of an inquiry than anything else, and asked all questions to be directed to the City Hall, and I have nothing else to disclose.
Kaylee White.
My name is Kaylee White. I did make a site visit and I have nothing further to report.
Agenda item 2. The Commission may wish to approve the minutes as written from the clarification and regular meetings for August the 26th, 2020. If I can get an approval.
I move to approve the minutes.
I'll second it.
Meeting has been approved and seconded.
Take roll.
Pardon?
Do you want me to call the vote?
Yes, please.
White.
Yes.
Kirkham.
Yes.
Moore.
Yes.
Ricks.
Yes.
Roo.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Very good, thank you. Agenda item number 3, public hearing.
No,
Wrong one.
it's not public hearing.
Oh, sorry.
It's a preliminary plat.
Why do we have this one instead of the other one? I must apologize because I must not have the paper. If I don't, I inadvertently left the paper at home, I'm sorry. Agenda item number 3, preliminary plat, Eagles Landing Division 2. Ruth Decker, represented by RMES, has submitted a preliminary plat application to subdivide approximately 10.41 acres of land into 27 residential lots. The proposal subdivision is located south of Bertie Thompson Drive and east of Hospital Way.
Here for the applicant.
At this time, we'd like to hear from the applicant's representative. But would you please state your name and give us your information, please?
Good evening, Commission members. My name is Brady Smith with Rocky Mountain Engineering and Surveying, 600 East Oak Street, Pocatello, Idaho. Here tonight representing the applicant on this project. I don't know how many of you might have been on this commission before when this might have come before you with and it may not even got to this point. I honestly can't remember, but one of the things I wanted to kind of give you a history on is we had this project. It's a little confusing because it says 27 residential lots and it's actually 24, but 4 of them have actually already been built. So along Bertie Thompson, because the land initially included those 4 twin home lots on Bertie Thompson that were already kind of planned. And then the interior of that is kind of the preliminary plat that's before you tonight, just to clear that up. And then we have 2 open space lots. So in general, when this was initially planned, the whole development was going to be twin homes. And so I think we had 34 residential lots at that time. For market reasons and other things that came up along the kind of exposure that the Bertie Thompson homes got, the decision was made to go to a single family residential home within the interior versus twin homes. So that density was reduced. When it was before there was a zone change, because of the density that we were trying to get in there, obviously that's going to be non-issue here because we've actually decreased the density by going to single family homes. So the roadway itself, the roadway that you see, utilities within it have not changed, but the lot configuration has somewhat changed since the previous version to kind of give us to the 20 lot layout that you see before you tonight. So 24 total, but that includes the Bertie Thompson lots that aren't really shown here. So maybe Carl can clarify that a little more when he gets up. And then we do have a small open space area in the front entrance, and then the big area in the back where the pond and so forth sits. So just wanted to clarify that to start with. But again, we're really just trying to keep the infrastructure that we'd be putting in the same as what we would have done before. The big takeaways are that the density is now less. We have read through the Public Works memorandum, and we do agree with the comments there and also the other conditions by staff in terms of meeting the codes that they require for us to move forward. We're okay with those conditions, but we would just ask you to consider this application for approval based on, again, we feel like we were compliant before, but this is even better now because our density is less, and we'll have less total homes in there than what we were originally planned. And so that's really the big change from before, and everything else for the most part has stayed the same. There are some nuances with some of the Public Works letter that we'll have to address with staff that's more along the engineering side, but from a planning perspective, this is actually a better overall product in terms of density than you received before. So with that, I'd be happy to answer any questions that you might have.
Any questions at this time? All right, let's hear from staff. Their response and report.
Good evening, Madam Chair and members of the Commission. My name is Carl Anderson, Senior Planner with the Pocatello Development Services Department, for the record. You have before you for consideration a proposed preliminary plat for Eagles Landing Division 2. The applicant was submitted by Ruth S. Decker, and the representative is Rocky Mountain Engineering and Surveying. This proposed subdivision is located south of Bertie Thompson Drive, east of Hospital Way, and north of Terry Street. The proposal calls for the platting of 10.41 acres, more or less, into 24 lots, 22 of which are buildable with 2 to be dedicated as common space. The property is on residential low density. The applicant is proposing to develop and record the subdivision in 3 phases, as permitted by Pocatello Municipal Code 16.24090. The RL zoning district requires a minimum lot size of 7,500 square feet, and the smallest buildable lot proposed is 8,118 square feet. As portions of the proposed subdivision have slope exceeding 15%, a slope analysis has been provided for your review. Based on the slope analysis, the maximum density permitted is 6.5 acres, with 3.91 acres remaining undisturbed, and identified on the final plat with a no-build designation as identified and as addressed in the condition number 3 listed in the staff report. All building permit applications for structures on plats with a slope greater than 15% shall be accompanied by a geotechnical assessment at the time of building permit. The proposal also provides for a connected transportation system with access provided from Bertie Thompson Drive. Additionally, access to East Terry Street is limited due to the topography to the south. As referenced in the Public Works memorandum, the applicant shall provide a public pedestrian pathway from the subdivision connecting to Terry Street within the sewer and stormwater easement and access road area. Infrastructure such as water and sewer are available and adequate to serve the property, and preliminary stormwater techniques have been provided and reviewed by engineering staff. Staff has reviewed the application and finds the Eagles Landing subdivision, Division 2, is compliant with all applicable standards and assuming compliance with the conditions listed in the staff report. This concludes my presentation. I'm happy to answer any questions that the commission may have. And Merrill Quell is also present to discuss the Public Works conditions contained in the Public Works memorandum.
Thank you, Carl. Any questions? Good. Okay, having no questions, then I need to call this meeting adjourned.
No, we have to entertain a motion.
No, I do, really.
You have to entertain a motion.
I move to recommend approval of the preliminary plat application from Ruth Decker for the Eagles Landing Division 2 subdivision, pending that the application does meet the standards for approval under Chapter 16.20.050 of Pocatello Municipal Code, provided that they follow the recommendations from staff.
Do I have a second?
I will second.
Okay.
Okay.
White,
Yes?
Moore,
Yes.
Kirkham,
Yes.
Ricks,
Yes.
Brew,
Yes.
motion carries.
Motion carried. That concludes the meeting for this evening. Thank you for attending.